Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Firos Reborn. Let's do that again. Hello boys and gentlemen, ladies and girls, welcome to Firos Reborn. Well, that's an anticlimax. I tell you what though, right, this is a very silly video. Welcome to Jack and Nori. Welcome to Storytime with Firos. Welcome to Storytime with Firos. Yeah. So I found this. Sorry, I'm a bit addicted to it at the moment. I found this Mary Berry Bell collection. It says on it, Mary Berry collection. Mary Berry collection, maybe. Anyway, so I got this bell. I found it in my mum's room, as you do, sneaking around in other people's rooms, and I found it there. You see, and I thought this is a genius idea because this is a ring for service bell, isn't it? Hello, anybody help? Service me, service please. And I thought it's genius. Because now, whenever I want my mum to do anything for me, I just go, Mum, can you get me a drink? Mum, can you raise my allowance, please? Mum, can you kick me out so that I don't live with you anymore? Mum, give me can you buy me a house, please? Mum, can you get me a car, please? Mum, can you make it so I never have to work a job ever again, please? Mum, I want a drum kit. Mum, I want a new guitar, please. Mum, can you get me a guitar cable as well? Thanks. Can you get me a tea? Mum, why aren't you listening? Mum, oi, Mum. She's not actually in at the moment, so that's why she's not coming. Mum, hello. Yeah, and I thought it would be a good idea to take it out to shops and just take it with me in my pocket, put it out on the counter, and just start ringing it when no one's there, as though it was supposed to be there. Because not many shops have these bells you see these days. But once you've got one, you can take it with you and use it. And I find it to be a genius idea. Because it's a bell, isn't it? And, you know, it's like addictive, as you can tell. I will just want to touch it and press it all the time. Because I think what has happened is I've linked it up to the pleasure centres in my brain. And I'm actually trying not to, I don't want to show you how addicted to it I am. Because it makes me look like a nutter. I've only just got it and I'm already addicted to it. And the worst thing that can ever happen is when the thing gets stuck, or you do it wrong, like that. Whoa, that's like that. Just, you know, it almost tears me apart when that happens. When it just gets stuck a little bit. And then you get back to normal and everything's okay. I broke it. It will come up. Yeah. Oh, that was a close one, isn't it? Yeah. So I figured that I'm gonna use. This is obviously. Stop that. Come up. Yeah. So this is obviously, you know, to do with my fear of death, because when it stops, it's like I'm dying. Yeah. And it's like a feeling of safety when it's going. I'm like, yeah, good. But you have to be careful. There's a certain technique to it. You can't, yeah. You see? Now that hurts the bell. You're a bell. It's cold though. That's one issue that I have with it. If they can make a warm one. Can you make a warm one, please? Hello? Yeah, I got a problem with the bell. What do you mean? Well, it's too cold. What do you mean the bell is too cold? Yeah, I've only come here to warm the bell up. Oh, no, that's like I've just killed something or someone. Why does it stop like that? Come up here. Oh, well, now. So it's addictive. It is addictive. And now I understand why Pavlov's dogs turned into bell junkies. Because like every time anyone rang a bell, they would start salivating for food because they linked up bell equals food, bell equals food, bell equals food, bell equals food. So anyone rings a bell, they're like. So what do? They go over and they start ringing the bell all the time. Like they get their little paws and they're like, yeah. You know that's science for you. So. And this is no word of a lie, right? So I was playing with this a minute ago. And I figured out various different things that I can do with it. So I can use it to mark a point. You know? So it's like, it gets to the end of a sentence, I've just had a really long sort of discussion type of thing. You know, I've said a lot of stuff. I've said some very meaningful points, and that's the end of it. You know, or when someone makes a joke in public, in like a, I don't know, family occasion, blah 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 blah, someone cracks a joke. Well, it could work if you have to condition people to understand that that's what it means, because you know the traditional things are bum bum, bum bum. So that could be the extra add on the end, because normally it's like bum bum. So. Blah 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 blah. Boom boom. Yeah. So that's my life in a nutshell. Yeah, see, but when it stops, you feel like the whole world has ended. You know what I mean? It's like, where's the bell gone? You know, for a while it's like. You might be annoyed by it. I'm addicted to it. Yeah. So, but when the bell is like off, then you're like, oh, life is boring and dead and silent and dry and cold, and then it's back on again. But now you see, I'm getting used to it. I understand the bell can't be constantly ringing, but I do prefer it when it is ringing. Yeah, and I get a sense of power and control because I'm making it ring. No one else is, you know, no one else can hurt me when I'm in control of the bell. I think part of me is wondering whether it's actually going to do it. You know, I'm looking at it like, is it going to work this time? But there is a technique, as I've said, you know, you can't just, you think, oh yeah, I'll just whack a bell like that. That's not a satisfying sound, is it? Yeah, that's not good. That's annoying. Shut up. But if you get the perfect bell ring, it's a beautiful sound. It's not really beautiful, but it's annoying, but it's a good sound. It's a meaningful sound. Now, I don't want to play up the addiction because I am actually addicted to it, and I'm also trying to orientate it in a sort of very OCD sort of way into the perfect center of this of this coaster. Yeah, so this really helps. My laugh even sounds like the bell. No, it doesn't sound like it, but it's like the pleasure centre of the. Right, I want to shut up now. And now that feels good. So the bell works both ways. When it's on and I want it to be on, it's good. When it's off and I want it to be off, it's good. So it's a perfect control of life. Oh, see, I did that one without even really thinking about it, you know. So that was a bit of an unconscious one. So that's the addiction's gone too far now. You know, I'm a bit afraid of it. Now it's I don't want to do it anymore. I am free of the addiction. I feel the urge to tap the bell. Oh, so you should give this bell to anyone who's trying to quit anything. It looks like a nipple, actually. Maybe this is... Oh, yeah. Maybe this is why... Maybe this is why I'm addicted to it, because it's like a nipple. Oh, I stopped it. More, yeah. Oh no, it's getting out of the centre. That's getting annoying now. This is why you should never get addicted to anything. Didn't some like mice or whatever who got addicted to crack when they played the bell game? They were like they had to something like they had these things. Anyway, yeah. So they had these things, didn't they? Oh no, that's better. So they had just a few more. Ow, that's annoying. So maybe yeah. So you remember those? You remember those mice that they had? They were addicted to stuff. As in they did some like pleasure center experiments, didn't they? Where if the mouse presses a button, it links up to their sort of like pleasure center in their brain or whatever, like to release endorphins, and they go bing, and they go, and then they put another one linked up to electric shock or something, and if you press it, then you get a shock. And some of them ended up getting addicted to electric shock somehow. I don't know why. I can't remember if this is actually true. Everything I say is true on some level. But yeah, I think this might be a good tool to help people with addictions, you know. Because now I still feel the urge to ting the bell, but I've maxed out on my addictive nature on that for the moment, and it is tempting me. But I just don't feel the thrill of it anymore. I think I've hit bottom. You know, I've got some good memories with the bell. You know, we had a good time. I will go back every now and again and play with it, but it was of its time. Yeah, so you have to just check in every now and again to see if it still makes the noise. No, see, even that's how it goes with addictions, though, isn't it? You have a little bit, and you're like, yeah, this is great, and then you have a bit more, you're like, yeah. And then it gets to this point where you're like, really, you know, you're like, about it. And then it doesn't matter how many times you do it, can't get the same thrill anymore. And then you turn into a raving bell monster. And then you break it. And then you hurt your finger. And soon you realise you're trying to eat the bell. And then you're holding it closer and you're just like completely, you have to carry it everywhere, you know. And then you break it and then your whole life is over. And then you suddenly wake up and you realise that there is life outside of the bell. And then it gets annoying. So, you know, this is the whole cycle of addiction, really, isn't it, that I'm doing there? Because I was addicted to cigarettes, I was addicted to women, I was addicted to caffeine. I was addicted to, I suppose in a way I'm addicted to poverty. Like I'm addicted to not breaking out of my circumstances. I'm addicted to staying stuck, because staying stuck is what I know. Staying stuck is how I've been for a while. And I don't always see it as stuck. I mean, a lot of the time I am frustrated about being stuck, but part of me just is not ready to see. I didn't want that. I didn't want to do that one. Now I've just done it too much. Now I've got bell overload. So, you know, now I've got PTSD, PTS bell D. Just trying to think of a good thing to say. Now the bell feels like it's just a source of pain in my life. What once was pleasurable has now turned to pain. Please, Lord, help me. And yet, I still feel the urge to bell. This is like my relationship with various different things in my life. It was like when I was with cigarettes, you know, you're like, oh, really, this is really hurting me now. Like, this is really fucking me up. I feel like crap every day. I can barely move without wheezing and coughing, and you know, I'm ill and sad and depressed and stuff, and it's just my body doesn't feel like my body anymore. But yet because of the addiction, you know, I had to keep going in that sense, because my emotions and my physical body was just craving it the whole time, you know, like. So to wean yourself off from an addiction is pretty hard work. And women as well, sex. I was a bit of a sex addict for a while. And also I'm addicted to control in a sense. Like, not very much anymore, but this Bell experiment is really highlighting that that's still there, which is like, I need things to not go badly, basically. You know, I kind of need things to be okay, because I've had a life where there's been so much chaos and like terrible things that have happened to me in my life, or just things going wrong, things going badly, you know, failures, relationships going wrong, you know, being attacked, being mugged, being hospitalized, my parents breaking up, you know, jobs, being fired and quitting jobs because I couldn't handle the stress, being bullied, you know, blah 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 blah. all the stuff that you could think of. People abusing me, my parents abusing me, verbally, emotional manipulation, a bit of physical entrapment there. Basically, I had an argument with my dad once, and he wouldn't let me out of the house. He actually closed the electric gates. You could only open the gates from one specific place, and I opened them so that I could go out for a walk or go somewhere else. And this is when I was living with my dad briefly for about a month or so, because I didn't want to live with my mum because she was driving me nuts. So yeah, I was having an argument with my dad, and I wanted to leave the gated set of flats that had a gate on it, and you could only open them from a specific part in the house because the blipper control thing didn't work anymore. The batteries had run out, whatever. So the blipper didn't work. So you could only like open the gates from this one specific buzzer thing. So you had to open them from when you were upstairs, go down and get out. Unless you had a car, which I didn't have a car. So if you had a car, the sensors would open automatically. But I didn't have a car, I just had a bike, so I couldn't like open the gates any other way than to press this buzzer. So I pressed the buzzer to open the gates, and then before I could get out of the door, the gates down the bottom, my dad had closed it. And I knew that it was my dad that had done it because the gates have a certain time period, and I was used to having to open the door and having enough time to get... I was used to pressing the buzzer to open the gates, and I knew that I always had enough time to get out because I'd done it quite a few times already. So, you know, I knew that it was my dad who closed the gates, and I got up and I asked him, did you close the gates? And he was like, no. And then I asked him again, and he was like, no, making some excuse. And then so I did it again, opened the gates, and I got out this time. And eventually he admitted that yes, he did close the gate. So basically he's just trying to like trap me physically in that environment to stop me from leaving, because he couldn't handle me running away from him or something. So fuck you on that one. And how does this relate to the buzzer thing, the bell thing? Well, you know, I'm just sort of explaining how my life has not always been under my own control. You know, lots of things have happened that I have not had a say in, and I've tried to do my best to make things work for myself, and then outside forces have come in and, you know, really messed around with things, like my parents, like the working world. Just nothing has ever seemed to have worked for me in the working world. I'm going to take this off. So yeah, so that's where I suppose I developed the sense of needing things to go right for once in my life, and then it became a bit obsessive. Like when anything would go wrong, even small things, I would get really, really angry and really, really upset, and it felt like my whole emotional system was going through a trauma just when something small would go wrong, like something falls off, like let's say the bell would fall off like by accident, if I knock it by accident, and then that's an out of control event. It would make me really upset, it would make me angry. I'd shout like, why, you know, like, why is nothing going right, that kind of thing. So I went through a phase where like everything had to be quite neat, and that was that. But I'm much less anal about things now. It's just this bell is like highlighting things to me. Like this, for example, the angles of these, they'll be like, ugh. At a certain point I might have been like, let's put that there, and I put that like that. But you know, it doesn't really matter anymore. In fact, I went a bit the opposite way, which I've been a bit of a sprawler. I'm a bit like, bleh, okay, whatever now. So it's actually better. I need to get a bit more organised, because it would just make my life run smoother. Because the things aren't very organised at all in my life at the moment, and I've got like loads of songs, like lyrics and stuff that would be good if I could actually put them in some kind of order so that I can look through them and be able to just have them all in one place. They're all a bit all over the place and doing different files and folders, so I need to do that. So it's a mixture of chaos and order in my life, and this bell has highlighted that to me. It's a strange relationship with the addiction, isn't it? Because there's part of me that wants to do it, there's an urge to tap it, and then there's a part that's like, now I'm more wanting to not than to do it. You see, you know, earlier I was like really, now I'm like, I don't actually want to go near that thing, but I still feel something is attracting me to it. But you know what it's going to be anyway. You know, you don't have to overdo it now. I know that it's got a pleasing and yet annoying sound, so I can have a bit more of a spacious relationship with the bell. Whereas before it was just like very automatic, like I would have done it already about 3 times by now. You know, bing 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 bing. But now it's more like, okay. Now I don't know what is the reason to do it and not do it, you know. What should I? Oh yeah, that still feels annoying. I traumatized myself with a bell. See how the cycle of life goes. I started off with this all enthusiastic, and now I'm in grief. Now I just don't want the bell to ring anymore, and I feel like the bell is in pain, and it needs cuddles. What's this video going to be called then? Trauma, PTSD explored, PTSD and addiction. Yeah, PTSD and addiction explored using a bell. Right, let's try and do that again. PTSD and addiction explored using a bell. No, I don't like the ending. Let's ring the bell a few times to get a bit of more enthusiasm. Using a bell. using a ring for service bell. Ring for service bell. PTSD and addiction explored. Exploring PTSD. What's PTSD again? Yeah. Exploring PTSD and customer service announcement. Hello. Exploring PTSD and addictions using a bell. No, using a ring for service bell. Ring for service bell. Yeah. Exploring PTSD and addictions using a ring for service bell. That was a terrible one. Exploring PTSD addictions. Hello. Welcome to Exploring PTSD for Do. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Here we go. This is the video now. Welcome to PTSD. No. Welcome to Exploring PTSD and Addictions with Fyros, the Barbarian, Fyros Reborn. Yeah. Welcome to, hello. Welcome to Exploring PTSD and Addictions, ringing a bell. Come on, man. Hello. Welcome to Fyros Reborn. I think I'd used a bell to signify when I've made a mistake now. Hello. Hi there. You've just been watching, yeah, shut up, you. Now I have control. Anyway, so hello, welcome to Exploring PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and addictions using a ring for service bell with me, Fyros Wilson, on the channel Fyros Reborn. Not loud enough. I want it to, at the end of that, it would be better if it wasn't just a ting. It would be like a foghorn. You've just been watching Exploring PTSD and Addictions with me, Fyros Wilson, on the channel Fyros Reborn, using a ring for service bell. Yeah, no more bell. Alright, thank you. Well, yeah.